All right, welcome back to class, guys. So you've accomplished your homework and now we're here at the chipping green. As you guys can see, got a lot of room to work with. So make sure that when you're setting this up, you're hitting the longest chips you can, because you're gonna need this space, because we're gonna be using, today we're gonna be using an 8-iron. I want you guys to pick your favorite club when you're doing this, okay? So essentially what we're gonna be doing is hitting one-handed chips with all of the 3 axes that we practiced with before. Alrighty? Okay, so pop quiz, boys and girls. What are the 3 axes that we worked this week? The X, Y, and Z. Just like in the drill series where I was giving you the homework to work the muscles out, now we're going to convert that muscle into actual myelin, neurological pathways, by training it to hit a ball. Essentially what we're going to learn is we're going to learn low point, we're going to learn plane, we're going to learn all kinds of cool stuff about our body. But hopefully you've done the homework and you're prepared for this, because if not, you're going to absolutely hate this range drill. Specifically, I would hope and prefer that you guys come and you utilize the chipping area. As you can see, I have it all to myself, and you're going to want to give yourself as much room as possible, because essentially what you're going to be doing is one-handed chips. So there's going to be some good shots, there's going to be some bad shots, and there's going to be some terrible shots, and there's going to be some great shots. The goal, the simple goal, is 5 in a row out of the center of the club face with each axis, okay? So, pop quiz time, boys and girls. What 3 axes did we work last week? The X, Y, and Z. So we're essentially going to convert all of that work into ball striking work by utilizing our chipping green. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to practice making a pronation, supination only chip. So it looks a little something like that. From there, we're going to add wrist hinge, so that's our XY axis, right? And then at the end, we're going to add this movement, the extension movement, completely. So it goes pronation right there, that's the whole movement, to pronation with a hinge, so ulnar and radial deviation, and then finally pronation, hinge, and extension and release. All right, so without any further ado, here is your process. First, we're going to work the y-axis. Okay, so that's our pronation, or sorry, supination, pronation. So in this case with my left hand, it's my pronation, supination, but with my right hand it'd be supination, pronation. From there, we're going to add in our ulnar deviation and our radial deviation. So we're going to, in this case, pronate, radial deviate, and then release all of our angles. So that would be supinating with ulnar deviation. So this being ulnar deviation. And then we're going to do the reverse of that with the right hand. So we're going to pronate. We're going to get extension. So we're going to lift that club backwards in this direction, right? So that's our hinge. That's our y-axis. So pronate, y-axis, and then release all of our angles like so. So then the third and final angle is going to be our flexion and extension, right? This move here. So we're going to add all that together and we're going to end up in this position to there where we're going to release all of our angles. With each hand, make sure that you're going very slow. The goal is 5 in a row out of the center of the club face with each axis, and then 5 in a row, then 10 in a row with both hands on the club with all axes, okay? Looks a little something like this. So we're going to start with the right hand. We're just going to pronate, supinate. If I were you, my goal would be to keep this elbow in place. Don't let it move and use only your forearms, just like so. That's just a pronation, supination move. It's that simple. That's all we're doing. Pronate, supinate. Okay? Don't worry about being perfect, but I would like 5 in a row out of the center of the face. Not fat, not thin. 5 in a row. If you're struggling, try to get that weight on the left side. Again, right in the left heel, we want about 60 to 80% of our weight. and then we're just using our forearm, right? So this is the move. There's not going to be any hinge. It's just going to be pronate, supinate. It's the whole thing, okay? Again, 5 in a row. Next phase, we're going to add in our y-axis, right? So that's our radial ulnar deviation. So you're going to come in, you're going to, in this case, supinate, radial deviate, and then release your angles. It'll look a little something like this. Notice it sounds a little heavier, a little crisper. That actually had a little spin on it and stopped. Okay? Again, weight on the left side, same thing. Okay? Then finally, we're going to add in our z-axis, which is our flexion extension, right? So from there, it'll look a little something like this. Boom. So notice I'm pronating, hinging, and then I'm getting that extension in there. All right. Looks kind of like this. Notice there was a lot of firmness to that, a lot of pop, a lot more speed, a lot more power. Okay. Now we're going to go left hand. So same thing, we're going to get it hinged, and then we're going to roll it up. Roll it up. So in other words, we're getting our club face pointed towards the sky. Looks a little something like this. All right, so those are the 3 angles. Let's take a look at it from down the line. I have 3 basically levels of golf balls. I have 4 that are far away, 4 in the middle, and 4 that are close. And essentially that's what you're looking for when you're doing this drill. They should all essentially be in a straight line, but just a little bit further because you're adding a little bit more power as you engage different axes. Okay, so now we've done all those. We've got 5 in a row. Now it's time to use both hands to use all 360 degrees of our forearm capability. Okay, how are we going to do that? We're going to use the waggle, guys. So again, it's like that. Notice how the face opens up. So again, it's pronation, supination, radial deviation, extension, which opens the face up. See how that all works? And here we go. Again, we want to keep our weight on the left side. It's not going to go very far. It's going to be very low to the ground. But we want to use a longer club here because we're working geometric angles. We don't want to have a lot of arms, simply forearms. Just like so. If you notice, every single one of those balls checked, and this is an 8-iron with range balls. So that's kind of my acid test there, that I'm checking the ball. Okay, as you get more comfortable with that, I want you then to extend the arc a little bit. So I want you to really get as maximum forearm movement as you can and kind of let the club pull you a little bit. And then from there, I want you to release all your angles and return back to the ball. So now we're getting a little extra distance. And again, if you don't have a big chipping area you can use, you can always do this on the range, or do it in an area where you can shag your balls so you're not wasting range balls. But once you get comfortable, start hitting about 30 to 40 yard chips with the 8-iron using only your forearms. If you've done your homework, this will be very easy for you. You're not going to believe how easy it is. If you haven't done your homework, well, I feel bad for you. All right. So that's the whole process right there. Get 10 in a row with both hands and you're done. That's your whole range experience. You can go smack the hell out of some balls after that, all right? Understand, this will change your release pattern. And it will change your waggle, because now you're going to have an understanding of 360 degrees of wrist access. So you now have fully mobilized wrist hinges that are also attached to very strong motors. We've built these forearms up. The more you do this, the faster your swing speed will be. So make sure that you're continuing this process even through the next week's drills. I still need you guys doing 25 here and there to 100 as you have time. Continue working those muscles. All right. Thanks for watching. We will see you next week.